nothing like this. Never.
What in the hell is going on here?
Oh, look at this.
Oh, wow.
Going in right now.
We're gonna run a camera in Aladdin's cave.
Oh my God, look.
For over 200 years, this hidden hatch remained sealed, out of sight, erased from records, and almost forgotten entirely. Historians assumed it was lost forever, and many treasure hunters even questioned whether it had ever existed. But after more than 2 centuries, Lagina finally succeeded in opening it on Oak Island, and what lay beneath left everyone speechless. This wasn't crumbling wood or random debris. The hatch was still intact, shockingly well preserved, and reinforced with materials that shouldn't have survived this long. The moment it was opened, the entire site fell silent. Instruments began reacting instantly, and a wave of stale, ancient air rushed out. And just below the surface was something no one expected. What they found hinted that this wasn't just a simple money pit, but part of a much larger, carefully designed system. After years of effort and countless hours of excavation, Oak Island continues to raise more questions than answers. Then Lagina noticed something unusual. A second wall revealed through sonar imaging. This wasn't natural rock. It showed clear signs of human construction. Now the mystery has deepened even further. Who built it, and for what purpose? Could it be hiding a tunnel, or leading to something much bigger? To get a clearer picture, data specialist Steve began working on a 3D reconstruction of the underground layout. Early results suggest that whoever created this site had advanced knowledge, far beyond what was previously assumed, capable of digging deeper and building more complex structures. Theories are everywhere. Some believe it's protecting treasure. Others think it could lead to a hidden chamber. But no one knows for sure. Everyone is chasing the same thing: the truth. Excavation resumed almost immediately. Lagina, Marty, Craig Tester, and the Dumas contracting team pushed forward. But one major obstacle refused to go away: water. Even at depths of 65 feet, flooding continued to slow everything down. So the question remains, is this still a genuine historical search? Or has it become part of an ongoing story that keeps evolving? Even so, every dig uncovers something new. Sometimes it challenges old ideas, and sometimes it reinforces them. Oak Island has always been different. Over the years, many teams have arrived full of hope, only to leave with the same unanswered questions. Each new season brings excitement, yet often circles back to previously explored ground. Critics argue that if something truly valuable was buried here, modern technology would have found it by now. And yet, the search goes on, driven by curiosity, belief, and the pull of the unknown. Maybe the real treasure of Oak Island isn't buried underground at all, but lies in the stories, the persistence, and the never-ending chase for something just out of reach. Recently, another discovery added to the intrigue. A team from Dumas Contracting uncovered a cave about 65 feet deep, slightly away from the main site. What made it stand out were the wooden beams inside, strong evidence that this wasn't natural but man-made. When Rick saw it, his perspective shifted. What once seemed like a frustrating water problem might actually be a clue, possibly even an entry point to something far larger. Flooding, however, remains a serious challenge. Until it's controlled, going deeper isn't really possible. But Oak Island has a habit of surprising people. Just when things seem stuck, something unexpected tends to emerge. Now, focus has shifted toward the idea of an underground tunnel network. A new expert, Blaine Carrick, specializing in underwater imaging, joined the team. His group explored the cave down to depths of around 140 feet, searching for signs of human alteration or hidden connections. What they discovered was surprising. The data suggested there might not be just one hidden deposit, but several. With that in mind, the team opened a new excavation area they've named Aladdin's Cave. Their mission is to carefully study its layers and uncover whatever secrets it may hold. Using high-definition cameras, they began documenting every inch of the cave. Each image brings them closer to understanding the underground structure of Oak Island. For Rick and Marty, this isn't just another step. It's the result of years of persistence, setbacks, and determination. Despite everything, they still believe something important lies beneath the surface. With advanced technology now leading the way, the search is entering a new phase. Blaine Carrick is conducting detailed sonar mapping to reveal the cave's layout and identify anything that might be man-made. Rick describes the early footage as promising, but incomplete. He believes the real answers are still hidden deeper beyond what they've seen so far. Marty agrees. Determining whether this cave is natural or engineered could be the key to finally unlocking Oak Island's centuries-old mystery. And if it truly connects to something bigger, then this story might be far from over. If this really is tied to hidden treasure, then this cave might finally hold the answers people have been chasing for generations. After identifying signs that pointed to possible human construction, the team launched a full sonar survey using advanced equipment like the Echologer 710. This marked a turning point. The search was no longer based on theories or guesswork. It was now guided by hard data and modern technology. They've reached a stage where every new discovery could either unlock the truth or make the mystery even deeper. It's become clear that traditional digging methods alone won't cut it anymore. That's where high-tech tools step in, especially sonar systems like the Echologer DSS-710. These devices send powerful signals deep into the cave, which bounce back after hitting surfaces or hidden features. By studying those returning signals, the team can build detailed 3D maps of what lies underground. But these scans aren't just for visuals. They're helping answer a bigger question. Was this cave formed naturally or shaped by human hands? Even more intriguing, the data has revealed possible connection points within the cave, hinting that it may link to other areas across Oak Island. What once seemed like a single site could actually be part of a much larger underground network. The next morning, the team gathers to review the results. As the 3D models come into focus, the reaction is instant, equal parts shock and curiosity. What they're seeing looks like a man-made structure hidden inside a natural cave. And that raises a huge question. What was it built for? Some believe there could be a buried chamber or a sealed tunnel hidden beneath layers of sediment. As the team studies the data more closely, the conversation shifts toward purpose. If this really is man-made, the implications are massive. Rick Lagina, in particular, is energized by the idea that even more structures could be waiting deeper underground, structures that might finally reveal long-lost secrets. With that in mind, the team shifts to a more careful, methodical approach. This is no longer just another dig. It's a focused investigation aimed at uncovering real historical evidence. They've reached a point where even the smallest detail matters. Marty Lagina points out that certain features inside the cave don't match natural formations, which is why they're now treating the site as a serious archaeological zone. To get clearer answers, they decide to go deeper. The plan is to extend the sonar scans and build a more complete map of the cave's internal structure. But one key question still hangs in the air. Is this cave isolated, or does it connect to other tunnels or chambers? At the heart of everything is one goal: to understand Oak Island's past and determine whether something truly valuable has been hidden there. For the Lagina brothers, this journey goes beyond discovery. It's about years of persistence, belief, and relentless effort, all driven by the hope of finally uncovering the truth beneath the island. Deciding to dig another shaft isn't easy. It involves cost, risk, and time. But the chance of a breakthrough makes it worth it. Every new clue brings them one step closer to answers that have remained buried for centuries. Work near the garden shaft is now moving quickly. Rick and Marty are working side by side with the Dumas contracting team, reaching depths of around 90 to 93 feet. But then they hit a major obstacle: a dense, compact layer of clay. At this moment, Marty reflects on his family's past. His grandfather worked in the mines of Michigan, and in a way, this challenge connects him to that legacy of hard work and determination. Rick and Marty even step into the excavation themselves. Using a heavy pneumatic jackhammer powered by compressed air, they begin breaking through the tough ground. It's physically demanding work, but necessary. Once the soil is loosened, the crew uses a large hammer grab tool to clear out debris and prepare for the next phase. Still, the process is pushing them to their limits. Some equipment weighs up to 70 pounds, slowing progress, and machines often get stuck, making the job even harder. Then, an unexpected moment changes everything. During drilling, Rick suddenly feels something solid beneath the surface. For a brief second, he wonders, did they finally hit a tunnel? Later that day, confirmation comes in. Rick, Scott Barlow, and Craig Tester learn that the garden shaft has reached around 95 feet deep, and more importantly, a tunnel has been found. The passage is about 7 feet high and may be connected to the so-called Baby Blob, a location long believed to hold key clues. Excitement builds as the team prepares to explore further. When Rick descends into the tunnel, he quickly spots wooden remains along the walls and ceiling, an immediate sign that this structure could be man-made. The team pushes forward, extending the tunnel by another 32 inches to get a closer look. As they move deeper, they carefully study the wooden supports lining the passage. Then Rick notices something unusual. In one area, the ground feels hollow. That single observation grabs everyone's attention, and they begin digging more carefully. What they uncover only adds to the mystery. Rounded wooden logs arranged in a way that clearly shows intentional design. These aren't random pieces of debris. They point to a larger structure, possibly connecting the tunnel to an older chamber or hidden space. With every layer they uncover, it feels like they're stepping further back in time. And recently, the team has discovered something new, something that could change everything. The patterns they're uncovering in the construction look strikingly familiar, especially the use of rounded logs, a technique long associated with the original money pit. Rick even recalls an old Reader's Digest article that described similar structures, reinforcing the feeling that they're finally on the right track. For Marty, this could be the moment they've been working toward for over 15 years. In his mind, they might now be just feet away from the place where this entire mystery began. Meanwhile, activity on another part of the island, Lot 5, is revealing its own secrets. Jack Begley and metal detection expert Gary Drayton are making steady progress, uncovering evidence that could be just as important. Among their early discoveries is a stone structure that may date back as far as the garden shaft itself. Artifacts found in this area point to human activity going back hundreds of years, possibly more than 400, suggesting that Oak Island's story is far older and more complex than anyone once believed. One of the most unexpected finds is half of a Roman coin, believed to date as far back as 300 BC. Discoveries like this push the island's timeline much deeper into the past. Not long after, the team also recovers a large square nail from the 1700s, which Gary immediately recognizes as historically significant. Marty now suspects that Lot 5 could hold crucial clues about the people who originally built structures like the Money Pit. This shifts the mission from a simple treasure hunt to something much bigger, uncovering a lost piece of history. Every object they find tells a story, not just about what might have been buried, but about who was there, how they lived, and how they may have been connected to the rest of the world. As the search continues, Gary and Jack uncover yet another intriguing artifact, an ancient lead coin with detailed markings. Gary compares it to Roman trade tokens, which were often used by independent merchants rather than official authorities. This discovery doesn't just add to the mystery, it expands it. It suggests that Oak Island may have been part of trade routes or human movement far beyond what anyone had imagined. Combined with the earlier Roman coin, found at Lot 5, it raises a fascinating question. Could this island have been connected to ancient trade networks centuries ago? To explore that possibility, the team sends the coin for detailed laboratory testing. Archaeologists begin analyzing its design and metal composition, comparing it to known Roman artifacts to determine its authenticity and origin. Soon after, Gary and Jack meet with Rick Lagina, Craig Tester, and archaeologist Laird Niven at the Oak Island Interpretive Center. Everyone is focused on one thing: figuring out what this artifact can reveal about the island's past. Laird carefully begins by cleaning the coin, making sure its surface details remain intact before any testing takes place. Once prepared, the team uses X-ray fluorescence, XRF, to identify the elements within it, under the supervision of scientific expert Emma Culligan. The initial results are surprising. At first glance, the lead disc seemed ordinary, but closer analysis reveals it actually consists of two distinct layers, a lighter outer layer and a darker inner one. The lighter portion is mostly pure lead, with small traces of copper and iron. The darker layer, however, contains around 41% iron, along with copper and silicon. Both layers suggest the material came from natural mineral sources, likely from an ancient mining region. To get even more precise data, the team conducts an X-ray diffraction, XRD test, to analyze its mineral composition. The results are unexpected. The mineral signature closely matches deposits found across a wide region stretching from modern-day Iran through parts of Europe, including Italy, France, and Spain, areas historically known for rich lead and iron resources. Emma also notes similarities with mineral compositions found along the Italian coastline, raising an entirely new question. Could this object have originated in Italy? And if so, how did it end up on Oak Island? This finding reignites discussions about long-distance connections, including theories involving groups like the Knights Templar. Historian Zena Halpern has often pointed out that artifacts aren't always what they first appear to be, and this discovery proves exactly that. What started as a simple lead disc has now turned into a complex investigation involving experts in ancient metallurgy and historical artifacts. Specialists explain that during Roman times, lead objects served many purposes, ranging from trade tokens and seals to religious items. Because the Roman Empire covered such a vast territory, similar artifacts have been found across different regions, reflecting widespread trade and cultural exchange. This context makes the Oak Island discovery even more compelling. If the coin truly connects to Roman trade, it could mean the island was once part of a much larger global network. And if that's the case, it opens the door to theories that groups like the Knights Templar, known for their travel and financial systems, may have played a role. Alongside the earlier Roman coin from Lot 5, this discovery suggests Oak Island's history may stretch back far further than previously imagined. As the team continues to trace the artifact's origins, a bigger picture begins to form. History isn't always made up of isolated events. Sometimes small discoveries link together to reveal much larger stories. In this case, a simple lead disk is now pointing toward a complex web of ancient movement and interaction. That realization is changing everything. Oak Island is no longer just about buried treasure. It's about uncovering forgotten chapters of human history. Each artifact becomes another piece of the puzzle, helping reveal how past civilizations may still influence what we understand today. And it's not just what lies underground that's drawing attention. This massive formation has long been thought to date back centuries, possibly built with a clear purpose in mind. Now Rick and Marty Lagina, alongside Craig Tester, current landowner Tom Nolan, and the rest of the team, are taking a closer look, focusing especially on the northeastern section as they continue searching for answers. Billy Gerhardt handles the heavy machinery, carefully peeling back layers of earth, while Gary Drayton scans the ground with his metal detector, searching for anything that might hold historical significance. During recent work on Lot 13, the team uncovered several intriguing items. One of them was a small chunk of coal, which they planned to carbon date to estimate the age of the structure. They also found a heavy, curved metal fragment. Gary suggested it could be part of a cannonball, an artifact often tied to historical military activity. Although theories involving the Knights Templar have resurfaced, the team remains focused on testing every idea against solid scientific evidence. At this point, the mission has clearly evolved. It's no longer just about uncovering gold or treasure. It's about revealing a hidden chapter of history. As Oak Island slowly gives up its secrets, one layer at a time, the story continues to unfold. Stay tuned for more updates, deeper insights, and discoveries grounded in real evidence. And if you've been following this incredible journey, share your thoughts. What role do you think the Knights Templar might have played on Oak Island?